Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
And today, we're going to talk about why we eat one Brazil nut every day.
You know, back in the States, Brazil nuts like these go for $15 a pound.
Well, those fell off the tree out back. And around here, we don't call them Brazil nuts.
What do you call them?
Well, we're in Brazil, so we just call them nuts.
That's kind of weird.
What, did they call Brazil nuts in Brazil?
No, to see The Rock with hair.
Oh yeah, that's an old movie, The Rundown. Great movie with The Rock. Actually, that was like one of his first movies, and it was made about 5 or 6 years before you were even born.
Yeah, I've never seen that. We should watch that.
We'll probably watch it after this. It's probably on Netflix or something. Anyway, The Rock is right. Brazil nuts can be a little bit more on the expensive side. However, since that movie was made in 2003, there's big box stores like Costco and stuff like that around, right?
Yes.
And this is 1.5 pounds of organic Brazil nuts that only cost about 10 or 11 bucks at the old Costco. Of course, you can go to BJ's or Sam's Club, stuff like that. So what is so good about Brazil nuts, Jack?
They have selenium.
A lot of selenium. Selenium is a essential mineral. It is a micronutrient, which means we only need a tiny little bit of it each day.
That's why you're supposed to have one Brazil nut a day. Dr. Michael Greger says that.
Right, Dr. Greger, lots of people talk about it, lots of health and wellness people. I tell all of my patients and clients that I work with, the reason is because Brazil nuts, basically per amount, have more selenium than anything else on the planet. One Brazil nut has about 180% of the USRDA, so about 90 micrograms or so in just one of these tiny little nuts. Now you can imagine 1.5 pounds like this. There's, according to the serving size here, somewhere around 250 Brazil nuts in here for about $10 or $11. Now, even if everyone in the house ate one once a day, this would last us a month or two. That's super cheap to get all of your selenium. Plus, they're kind of tasty, right?
They're pretty good.
What we do a lot of times is we toss them in our oatmeal. We make the old overnight oats, right?
You know, they kind of taste like vanilla beans. They're kind of like pistachios, but not green.
Yeah, they kind of have a really good nutty taste about them.
They're a bit dry, so I'm not going to drink
The thing about them is they're so high in selenium, you don't want to have too much because you can actually become toxic in selenium. And they also have quite a bit of saturated fat compared to most nuts. So you really only want to have about one. Each one of these little nuts has about 0.5 gram of saturated fat. Now, of course, there's no cholesterol because they don't come from the animal kingdom. They come from the plant kingdom, obviously. They're nuts. But they do have a little bit more saturated fat than you want compared to some other nuts. So you just want one a day. And that will give you all the selenium you could possibly need. And so what is the big deal about selenium? What does selenium do that's so wonderful?
It has antioxidants.
Yes, selenium is very powerful antioxidant. And what is it that antioxidants do, Jack?
They're good for your health, but they're good for, like, they can stop cancer, they can stop like dementia and stuff like that.
Right. They reduce inflammation. One of the things that antioxidants do, and selenium being a very powerful one, is reduce inflammation. And we know that inflammation causes pretty much every single problem. It increases the likelihood of those things happening, and it exacerbates a lot of inflammatory type of issues. Inflammatory diseases, autoimmune diseases, cancer. One thing in particular is the thyroid gland very much requires selenium. And many people, especially in America, do not have healthy thyroids.
Oh, and if you don't know what a thyroid is, it's like the thing that regulates your temperature from cold or hot.
Regulates a lot of the parts of your endocrine system.
Yes.
It's kind of the brain right here around your throat, and it requires selenium. Most people do not get enough because selenium a lot of times comes from fruits and vegetables. North America and South America, where we live, the soil is actually very rich in selenium. So if you eat fruits and vegetables, you'll get a lot of it. The problem is most people in America don't eat many fruits and vegetables. The average American eats like 1.3 servings of fruits and vegetables a day.
Yeah, we're not saying you have to just eat soil, but you should eat a lot of plants, especially since here...
Because they absorb the selenium from the soil.
There's a lot of rich soil.
Yes. So all you got to do is have more fruits and vegetables. But of course, if you want to make sure that you're getting enough, this is a very inexpensive source of selenium. Again, what we do is we just throw it right in our overnight oats every night. We wake up in the morning, We eat those. We have our little crunchy Brazil nut in there, and we have wonderful, healthy thyroid.
Kind of like taking a pill, but it's not a pill. You get to chew it.
It's a nut. And it's normal, regular food, and it's very inexpensive. So again, 1.5 pounds here now, guys, and this is even organic, no pesticides or herbicides. Isn't that wonderful? So anyway, here is a wonderful, wonderful source of selenium. And we've talked about thyroid health. We've talked about iodine and foods high in iodine too. This is a really, really good one though, guys. And the other thing that selenium does, a lot of guys might be interested in this, selenium is a natural testosterone booster. Did you ever hear?
That's the thing The Rock does.
Yeah, The Rock. He gives you that look. Well, one of the things that you see commercials a lot about is men in their 40s and 50s, you know, going to places like GNC, taking testosterone supplements. Most of those supplements just have selenium in them, to be honest with you, if you look at the labels. And they're kind of expensive. And they pay famous movie stars and retired sports stars to do their commercials when all you have to do is eat a Brazil nut. I have recommended many men in their 40s and 50s and 60s that I work with and older who have low T or low testosterone. I'm like, just eat a Brazil nut every day. And their testosterone level actually goes up just from that extra selenium that they weren't getting. Isn't that amazing? Something so simple like that. So there you go, guys. You know, it's very simple to get most of the nutrients we need if we know what specific foods they come in. This is an awesome source. It's very easy to get. And if you don't live by a big box store like we do, we love our Costco, right? If you don't have something like that, try a different kind of thing, but you can always look online. Lots and lots of places have these sorts of things online that you can buy them like this. We talk about Swanson and other places like that. They have sales all the time, all kind of things like that. So anyway, lots of great ideas. Anything else you could think about Brazil nuts?
No, they just taste really good.
They taste good too. Yeah, that's the greatest part about them. Well, hey, how about we it's getting kind of late. Let's get in there. Let's fire up the old Netflix. Maybe we'll watch The Rundown with The Rock.
That looks cool.
You guys have an awesome Wellness Wednesday. Thanks for checking in. Have a great day. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Who else is in that movie?
Oh, you got that guy from the American Pie movie, Sean William Scott or whatever. He's a funny dude. He's great in that movie. You'll love him. He's kind of like a real smart aleck. You got Rosaria Dawson. Yeah, she's the bartender lady. Super cool. She's been in a bunch of great movies. Of course, The Rock. Christopher Walken. Love that guy. He's like the real weird dude, talks real funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Totally great movie. Now I gotta watch it. Now I'm all about watching. Let's go watch it.